Hi friends, this is CMA Deepika Bhugra Prasad, Insolvency Professional. Ever since its inception, IBC, that is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, has been a great learning experience for all of us. And also it has considerably been able to reshape the economic landscape in our country. So friends, I welcome you to Insolvency Insights, a snippet series curated by me, to dwell into important judicial pronouncements under this Act, and also to navigate through the intricacies of the proceedings under the Act. So let us collectively discuss one case today. So friends, this is the case of Royal India Corporation Limited versus Nandkishor Vishnupant Deshpande and others. It was decided on the 6th of May 2024 by the Honorable NCLAT. So in the case of Royal India Corporation Limited versus Nandkishor Deshpande and others, the Honorable NCLAT has held that the proceedings under Section 66(1) of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 can be filed against a third party. The Honorable NCLAT, emphasizing on the words any person appearing in Section 66 subsection 1 of the IBC, to hold that on a plain reading of the provision, it is clear that an action can be taken against any person for recovery of amount involved in a fraudulent transaction. Section 66 is an important provision protecting the creditors of a corporate debtor from fraudulent and wrongful trading undertaken by the corporate debtor, and makes any person who was knowingly party to carrying on the business in a fraudulent manner liable for making contributions to the assets of the corporate debtor, particularly also in the case of third parties, where the so-called third parties may be related parties of the corporate debtor. Let us see the factual background of the case. Royal Refineries Private Limited, that is RRPL, was engaged in the business of trading in bullion, that is importing gold and then exporting the same after performing manufacturing activity over the imported gold. The corporate debtor, that is RRPL, was also engaged in sale and purchase of gold in the local market. In May 2019, RRPL and its associated concerns and persons were searched by the Department of Revenue Intelligence. It is stated that the business operations of the corporate debtor had virtually stopped since May 2019. The corporate debtor, that is Royal Refineries Private Limited, was admitted in CIRP by order dated 13th of November 2019. Now, in the application filed by the RP under Section 66, read with Section 26 of IBC before NCLT Mumbai, it was submitted that the transaction of rupees 158.07 crores between the corporate debtor and the appellant, that is Royal India Corporation Limited, RICL, are covered under the provisions of Section 66 of IBC 2016. The adjudicating authority gave a finding and directions requiring the appellant, that is RICL, to return to the corporate debtor's accounts the sum of rupees 119.08 crores, while impugned order dated 7th of January 2021. The adjudicating authority noted that as per the documents seized by DRI, there was a balance of rupees 158.07 crores, which was due from RICL, that is the appellant, to the corporate debtor, that is RRPL. Now, what are the findings and rationale? Now, the corporate debtor is a company which is engaged in the business of importing and exporting gold and also sale or purchase of gold in the local market. Generally, as a matter of practice, no credit is offered to the purchasers of the gold items, since either the amount is received in advance or maximum 2 to 3 days. In no case, any major credit period or facilities are offered to any parties. However, based on the analysis and critical evaluation of the data and desktop searches, an exception was observed with regard to certain credit in this account. RICL being one of them to whom fraudulent preference has been given while dealing in a business transaction, which is carried out under ordinary course of business, thereby resulting into fraudulent or wrongful trading, fortifying the presence of mens rea and aiming at procuring a secret advantage. Also, RICL has been classified as a related party under the provisions of Section 5, subsection 24, M3 of the Code. And also, the suspended director of the corporate debtor was appointed as the key managerial person of RICL for the period during which much of the alleged transactions relating to sale of gold and gold items have occurred between the corporate debtor and RICL. Now, let us see what are the observations of the Honorable Court. The Honorable NCLAT observed that the application under Section 66 of IBC was filed by the resolution professional before the adjudicating authority after perusing the records seized by Department of Revenue Intelligence in their search action on the corporate debtor in May 2019. No books of accounts or documents for the period from May 2019, the time of DRI's search, till initiation of CIRP on 13th of November 2019 were found by the resolution professional. Statutory auditor has also stated that the books of accounts were not made available to him to conduct statutory audit. The resolution professional had informed the COC that there are no matching assets or inventory with the corporate debtor. Only thereafter, application under Section 66 of IBC was filed, thereby showing that the RP had complied with the Regulation 35A of CIRP Regulations 2016. Now, can the proceedings under Section 66 of IBC be taken against the third parties? As per provisions of Section 66, subsection 1 of IBC, the adjudicating authority can pass an order directing any person who was party to carrying on the business of corporate debtor in such manner as to defraud the creditors of the corporate debtor or for any fraudulent purpose to make him liable to make such contribution to the assets of the corporate debtor as it may deem fit. A plain reading clearly shows that any action can be taken against any person for recovery of amount involved in the fraudulent transaction. The finding of the Customs Department was that both the appellant company, that is RICL, and corporate debtor, that is RRPL, were being managed by the same persons who were also shareholders of the appellant company. In these circumstances, the appellant cannot be said to be a third party, as both RICL and RRPL are under the control of same person. Now, during the search action by DRI, documents and accounts were found which reflected that the appellant owed rupees 158.07 crore to the corporate debtor. However, through entries showing sale of gold to the corporate debtor, the outstanding amount was brought down to rupees 31.01 crores. This is a case where the outstanding of approximately rupees 158 crores was brought down to rupees 31 crores by alleged entries so as to reduce the amount due to the corporate debtor, thereby reducing likelihood of recovery, causing loss to the creditors of the corporate debtor. Section 66 of IBC empowers the adjudicating authority to pass an order for recovery from such fraudulent transactions as contribution to the assets of the corporate debtor. Such action has also been upheld by Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Phoenix Arc Private Limited versus Spade Financial Services Limited. So, friends, we conclude that the plain language of Section 66 does not appear to be restrictive only to insiders, but appears to be wide enough to include all persons who were knowingly parties to fraudulent or wrongful trading. If Section 66 is given a restrictive interpretation, unscrupulous directors and promoters may dispose of or transfer assets and properties to related third parties. Of course, the Honorable NCLT would be exercising its discretion depending on the facts of each case, and third parties may be made liable only where it is established that the third party was aware of the fraudulent or wrongful trading. So, friends, we conclude that the honorable courts are now trying to give conclusion to buffet transactions which have been pending since long, and also to go into the details and facts of each case to determine whether the related parties are coming in the form of third parties to save themselves. And the honorable courts are definitely looking beyond that and coming to the rescue of the creditors. So, friends, I trust that you find this both engaging as well as enlightening. So, for further insights into such key judicial pronouncements under the Act, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, thank you, friends, for being with me here today. This is Deepika B. Prasad signing off, and we'll catch you in the next case. Thank you.